Just over 3 weeks ago, Newcastle United fans were rejoicing after the club's long-awaited takeover officially went through. Now, just 25 days later, the excitement is beginning to fade, with reality hitting home around the Magpies' current predicament. Yes, they are no longer owned by Mike Ashley. And yes, they do have a lot more money in the bank thanks to Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. But the cold hard truth of the matter is that Newcastle are in a relegation battle. After 10 games they are winless, in 19th place and being cut adrift at the bottom of the table with Norwich City. 4 points is all they have to show for their efforts so far this season, and they need a new manager as soon as possible. Interim boss Graham Jones has taken charge of 2 games since Steve Bruce's sacking, drawing 1-1 with Crystal Palace and losing 3-0 to Chelsea, but even if he has designs on the permanent job, he knows deep down what is needed. "We are in a relegation battle. There's no question about that," he said on Saturday after the Chelsea defeat. "We need to face it like men, stick together and believe we'll come through. The truth is, it maybe needs a fresh face in order to get that." There is no doubt that Newcastle are trying to find the right man for the job. Despite owning an 80% share of the club, and providing the vast majority of the financial backing, PIF are not in charge of finding a manager. Non-executive chairman Yazir Al-Rumayyan is understood to be being advised by Amanda Staveley and her husband Mehrdad Godusi of minority shareholders PCP Capital Partners, but a consensus is yet to be reached. Many names have been linked with Newcastle over the past few weeks, but the club really do not have time on their side any longer. Not only have results continued to be poor, but rivals have picked up valuable points recently. Burnley beat Brentford 3-1 to win their first Premier League game of the season on Saturday, while Leeds beat Norwich 2-1 on Sunday to increase the gap above the relegation zone. Then there is the fact that the number of managers available to Newcastle could be set to diminish due to developments at other Premier League clubs. Manchester United's 3-0 win over Tottenham on Saturday was a result of seismic importance for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after the 5-0 thrashing by Liverpool the previous weekend. But it also shifted pressure onto Nuno Espirito Santo, who was widely reported to be clinging onto his job on Sunday night, with the Spurs hierarchy considering Antonio Conte and Paulo Fonseca as replacements. Even if Spurs do not opt for a manager who Newcastle covet, or pull the trigger on Nuno just yet, the longer the uncertainty in North London continues, the harder the Magpies might find it to attract a manager. For all their problems, both United and Spurs are undeniably more eye-catching roles than Newcastle. Many managers on the job market may be keen to keep their options open and hold out for a role higher up the league, rather than accept the Newcastle job. Next up in the Premier League, Newcastle face a daunting trip to Brighton, the side who just came from behind to hold unbeaten Liverpool to a 2-2 draw on Saturday. They simply must have a new manager in place by then, or else the options available to them could dwindle further, with the November international break prompting other clubs to change tack.